Unlocking Success: Zig Ziglar's Secrets to Effective Communication. Let me tell you this, folks. Have you ever felt stuck in your professional journey? Have you found yourself struggling to communicate effectively, feeling like your ideas are lost in translation? Well, I'm here to share with you some secrets that can unlock success and help you bridge those communication gaps. Today, we're diving into Zig Ziglar's Unlocking Success: Secrets to Effective Communication. It's a book that has resonated with millions of people around the world, and it's about time we explored its timeless wisdom together. You might be wondering, how do you even start when it comes to improving communication skills? Zig Ziglar starts his journey by emphasizing the importance of being a good listener. In one of his stories, he tells us about a young man who approached him, seeking advice on how to improve his communication skills. Ziglar asked him what he was most passionate about, and the young man said he loved sports. Then Ziglar asked him to describe a game he watched recently, focusing on the quarterback throwing the ball to the receiver. The young man couldn't recall anything about the play, despite being an avid sports fan. Ziglar explained that the young man had a problem. He was talking too much and listening too little. This story is a perfect illustration of why active listening is so crucial in effective communication. Now, let's talk about another essential element that Ziglar discusses: empathy. He believes that understanding and sharing the feelings of others is the key to better communication. One of the most powerful lessons from Ziglar teachings is that we often underestimate the power of simple gestures like nodding and smiling. These small acts of acknowledgement can make a big difference in how someone perceives your communication. A real-life example comes to mind where a colleague at work was facing a difficult situation. Instead of jumping straight into solutions, I simply nodded and smiled, letting them know that I was there for them. They were overwhelmed with gratitude and felt more supported than they had in a long time. Empathy is a skill that can transform how we interact with others, making our conversations richer and more meaningful. Moving on, Ziglar stresses the importance of clear and concise language. He points out that the way we speak can either build bridges or create barriers. In his book, he shares a story about a salesperson who used complex jargon instead of simple terms when trying to sell a product. The customer was left confused and ultimately walked away disappointed. Ziglar advises that simplicity is key when communicating. He suggests using analogies and metaphors to explain concepts, making them easier to grasp. For instance, if you're explaining a complicated financial strategy, you could compare it to a recipe where each ingredient or component plays a specific role. By breaking down complex ideas into relatable elements, you can make them more accessible and easier to understand. Another critical aspect of effective communication is body language. Ziglar highlights that nonverbal cues can often convey more than what is actually being said. He gives us an interesting example of a sales meeting where the client was hesitant to commit. Despite the salesperson's well-researched pitch, the client kept shaking their head. The salesperson realized they were standing behind the client, which made them feel trapped and uncomfortable. By changing their position to face the client, they noticed a significant shift in the client's attitude. This subtle change in posture sent a powerful message, indicating openness and trust, which helped ease the client's concerns and eventually led to a successful sale. Let's delve into another vital element: assertiveness. Ziglar teaches us that being assertive means speaking up for ourselves while respecting others' opinions. He emphasizes that true confidence stems from knowing your own worth and boundaries. A personal anecdote from my life illustrates this point. I once worked on a project where my boss had different expectations from the team members. Some felt threatened by my assertiveness, thinking it meant they weren't good enough. However, I realized that my confidence stemmed from having a clear understanding of my goals and responsibilities. By being assertive and setting clear expectations, I managed to navigate the situation successfully, and everyone ended up working together harmoniously. Ziglar also talks about the power of positive language. He believes that words have the ability to shape our thoughts and influence our actions. In his book, he provides a striking example of a teacher who encouraged her students by saying, "You can do this," instead of, "I believe you can do this." The first statement empowers the student to take control of their learning, while the second one places the responsibility on the teacher. This subtle difference can have a profound impact on how students perceive themselves and their capabilities. When we use positive language, we not only boost our own morale, but also inspire those around us to achieve great things. In addition to these fundamental principles, Ziglar shares valuable insights on the importance of adaptability and flexibility in communication. He argues that effective communicators are those who can adjust their style according to the context and the audience. This adaptability allows us to connect with diverse groups of people and convey our messages in a way that resonates with them. A real-life example comes from my own career journey. When I started my business, I initially focused on delivering detailed presentations and technical information. However, as I grew, I realized that my clients preferred more straightforward and relatable communication. By adapting my style to suit their needs, I became more successful and gained a loyal following. Being open to feedback and willing to change our approach ensures that our messages remain relevant and impactful. Lastly, Ziglar underscores the significance of consistency in communication. He believes that regular practice and repetition are crucial for developing and refining our communication skills. One of the best ways to build a habit of effective communication is through daily journaling. By writing down our thoughts and observations, we can identify areas for improvement and track our progress over time. Another practical tip is to seek feedback from trusted colleagues or mentors. Constructive criticism can provide invaluable insights and help us refine our messaging. By consistently applying these practices, we can develop a strong foundation in communication that will serve us well throughout our careers. In conclusion, unlocking success, Zig Ziglar's Secrets to Effective Communication offers a wealth of wisdom that can transform your approach to communication. From active listening and empathy to clear language and body language, these principles are universal and applicable in various settings. Remember, the key to effective communication lies in being a good listener, showing genuine care, using simple and clear language, paying attention to nonverbal cues, practicing assertiveness, using positive language, adapting to different contexts, and maintaining consistency in your efforts. As Ziglar himself says, communication is the lubricant of relationships. By mastering these techniques, you'll not only enhance your personal and professional relationships, but also unlock new levels of success in every aspect of your life. So, let's commit today to putting these lessons into practice and watch our communication skills soar to new heights. Here's something you should know. The journey towards better communication begins with the first step you take today.